All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for a few real people out there just like you and me. All right, so it's been revealed by TMZ and also Radar Online. Jimmy Buffett apparently passed away due to cancer. He had a 4-year battle with skin cancer, which then the cancer progressed into lymphoma. And so he kept that battle, I guess, to himself and was really private about all this stuff. And for those people that don't like my speculation on things, here's the deal. This is what's called closure. All right. So at least now we know nothing outside of Jimmy Buffett's control did anything to make this situation worse. That's, I think, a pretty safe bet. The fact that he wanted to keep this to himself, the only reason I can think of is that people are going to say, well, you shouldn't have spent all that time out in the sun, Jimmy. But that's that's like, telling a sailor, hey, you probably shouldn't be on the ocean so much. I mean, I don't know. Jimmy Buffett wrote about the sun. He played concerts outdoors most of the time because that's where his people were, right? Jimmy Buffett's parrot heads. I mean, you got to be seeing Jimmy outdoors. Indoors, it's just not the same. When I saw Jimmy back in 1989, I saw him at Great Woods, which is now like the Comcast Center or some dumb name for the, they always have to have the corporate name. I liked Great Woods. That made sense to me. And, you got to have the beach balls and you got to have the lawn chairs and you just have to have that experience. People with the inflatable fins and stuff, and the sharks. So yeah, Jimmy Buffett was an outdoor guy, and obviously, it's unfortunate, but these things do happen. And so, at 76 years old, another thing that happened, which is very interesting, is that Paul McCartney shows up just a few days before Jimmy passes away and does a little mini concert for Jimmy and his family. So that's really cool. I mean, you can just cross that off your bucket list, right? Paul McCartney plays a concert at my house. And, maybe at this point, Jimmy really doesn't need the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He's not going to be here to enjoy it, even if they do a 180. But if they haven't nominated him yet, I don't see how they are going to change their mind. I think it would be kind of an insult to do it after the fact, because it would be a sympathy nomination and not a legitimate nomination. And so I guess we'll never see Don Henley inducting Jimmy Buffett into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because that's the way it should be. But it didn't happen while Jimmy was alive. The other great thing about Jimmy Buffett was he was a great writer. In addition to his writing skills, obviously, he was a great entrepreneur with all of these Margaritaville places everywhere. As Happy Gilmore, used to do, he used to go to his happy place. Well, I don't know if you've ever been to Margaritaville, but that's a happy place. That reflects on Jimmy Buffett, his music, his personality. You got to love Margaritaville. And then you've also got his acting skills. He's been in a few TV shows, mostly on the small screen. He may have been on the big screen, and if he has been, then forgive me because I don't know for sure. My guess is he's probably made some cameos in movies, but mostly on TV, much like the late Glenn Fry used to do television, starting with Miami Vice and then having his own show for a little while. But Jimmy Buffett was a natural. He was typically the helicopter pilot or the airplane pilot, and he had to do some job and get it done. And he just was really great for the small screen and very convincing and very likable, just like he was on stage, just like his music is. So just a sad day. I don't know. This one just hit me a lot harder because, I worked at a radio station, which I believe really helped make Jimmy Buffett more of a household name, in the sense that parrot heads were born right around the time where we started playing all of this music that nobody had ever heard on the radio before. Beyond Margaritaville, beyond Come Monday, beyond Volcano, the songs that did chart, yeah, we played those, but we played all these other great album cuts that nobody had ever heard on the radio before. And the audience loved it. And from what I understand, in my old stomping grounds, Jimmy Buffett is still all over the radio in a way where he is not heard in other parts of the country. Let's hope some of that independent radio spirit continues. In any event, folks, we lose an icon, and it's really sad, but there is some closure. And I think having some closure on this is better than wondering, gee, I wonder if Jimmy did this or that. And in the first video, I did speculate because all the reports were undisclosed. And I'm sure the family wanted to keep it quiet because, hey, Jimmy should have known better. No, Jimmy lived his life the way he wanted to live it, and good for him. And I'm sure he wouldn't change a thing. So if he were here, I'm sure he would say, I wouldn't change a thing. So that's my opinion on it. You may think I'm way off base here, but I'm glad that Jimmy Buffett lived his life the way he wanted to. And that's it. That's the video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.